and very sorry because Solomon Siranyi is actually the NRM caucus chairperson and not the spokesperson.
Yeah.
The spokesperson is Margaret Mahanga. Our sincere apologies. All right, let's dig in. What's your assessment of how far the party has come or gone in the last 2 years?
I think first of all, I would like to thank Ugandans for giving us the opportunity to serve as government of NRM, and that mandate was given to us in 2016. And to date, as we speak, when you look at what the Secretary General of the party and the Prime Minister launched on Monday, the achievements cover about 8 areas. You look at areas of trade, but basically today I want to add on the issue of infrastructure. We have done well in the area of infrastructure. When you look at electricity, when you look at roads, well, the completion of Isimba and Karuma Dam is going to even cause more impact. I think we are going to run faster than the 38 that has been achieved in the 2 years, because in 2 years we should have been at 45. I think 38 is still below, and we're going to work very hard to see that we achieve, and at least at the end of the 3rd year we go more than half the target.
Okay, you know, it's very interesting because you start with infrastructure, and while I recognize the efforts that has been done in energy and oil and everything, it's ironical because tonight we just had a story about a road in Katuna, in Kabale, that cracked, you know, gave way to the landslide. We had issues in, I forget the name, there's a road, I think, on the northern bypass that flooded, and, you know, you sort of...
I think this happens. These are natural hazards.
But a road floods?
Yeah,
that you could have done better in planning for that road?
What happened in Japan? Japan is one of the first world countries. Today, if you're on news, you saw there is a road that sank. This can happen. It doesn't mean that there is a very big problem. You know, these are natural calamities. A mistake can be made by a person or by engineers at a given point.
So you acknowledge there's a mistake?
Yeah, maybe there was a mistake. But those are the small mistakes that can happen. If it can happen in a developed country like Japan that build roads on seas, how about in Uganda? So those are small mistakes, and we just hope
but very costly mistakes, because those are major roads.
And we hope to improve.
The Kabale road is a very major road.
I know, and they are hard, given the the terrain of Kabale. It is difficult to do the roads, and it becomes a challenge when the road is finally broken like that, just because of a simple flood. But of course, those mistakes happen, and we pledge, and we are pledging that we're going to continue. And this is just more supervision, more being tight on the contractors, and being smart on how the work is done. And I think this is what the NRM should be doing in the next 3 years that we have to complete this Kisanja. Okay,
of course, the other issue that has really scarred the last 2 years is the issue of health. The doctors striking and putting up a spirited fight and saying that, you know, we cannot proceed like this. And now there's a promise of bringing Cuban doctors. Are you not really undermining the patience of, you know, the very resilient doctors of this country?
When I was in the university, whenever doctors could finish study, you take an oath. A doctor takes an oath to save life first. I think to a certain extent, of course, government has not responded to issues of doctors' payments, but the doctors of Uganda have also been laxed. You cannot strike and leave patients in the hospital. You leave someone dying, and you're saying that, no, let me first receive this call, this injection I cannot give. I think that is totally...
But you know they have a right to do that?
They have a right, but that is totally wrong. It is against the oath that doctors take. You save life first. Life to a doctor is beyond anything. You first save life, and they take that oath.
Are you not blackmailing them that you can fail to give them, that you can give, no, let me just say this, that you can fail, okay, please.
While I accept that government, of course, has challenges, like any other government. We have challenges. Of course, doctors need to be, payments for doctors need to be enhanced and increased even more.
And there's actually, yesterday we had again...
But striking and leaving a patient to die is so bad for a Ugandan doctor. It means you're not patriotic. You cannot leave someone to die.
Okay, that's your view, but their view is that you've actually stretched their patience. And that's the same case for the teachers as well. And one of the things that the NRM manifesto, the NRM manifesto chairman...
But you see there is a deliberate move to increase salary for science teachers. I think
that's been a promise for like since 2012.
But we are passing the budgets in Parliament, and you have seen it is reflected in the budget, and we're going to discuss it. They are making presentation on education on Wednesday, and this is part this was part of the issue that was being talked about.
The general feel across the board is that the things that are supposed to be given attention, like teachers' welfare, doctors' welfare, is not taken care of, while things like, think about it, things that like really enrich your people, the people that in power.
Like what?
Think of the party that you held in was it Chankwanzi, in celebration of...
No, a small party contributed by members.
I'm sorry, but how much did it cost? How do you call it a small party?
No, it was a party that members.
How much? You are the you are the chairman of the caucus. How much did you spend?
I'm the vice chairman of the caucus.
How much did you spend on that party?
The government chief whip.
Okay, how much did you spend on that party?
I cannot estimate because the whole budget was being run by a woman MP of Chiboga, Honorable Ruth Nankabira Sentamu, but what I know is that members of parliament were contributing 1,500,000 small money. So I think that you cannot compare those personal small contribution for a small function to the running of government. You would really be
it's actually not just
mad.
It's not that.
Let us talk about facts, about what is existing.
So
government has given a lot of priority to health. Government has given priority to infrastructure. You see, when you look at our budget,
I'm ignorant here. How have you given priority to health? Just cite for me 3 examples.
No, look at the improvement of Mulago Hospital.
Okay.
We're trying to improve Mulago because it's the national referral hospital. Construction is going on. They are trying to import machines. Much as there are challenges, look at different health centers. There are improvements in different hospitals. Government is trying to increase the drugs that is given to the national medical stores.
There's also a whole case there. There's a whole case in the medicines.
Definitely there are challenges. There is no life without a challenge. It does not exist.
No, but
that's
you see,
life. So let us not compare small, very tiny things.
Very tiny but
big
important. Tiny but important.
Running of affairs of government.
Tiny but important that you've constantly
what I see
pushed under the carpet
is that NRM has steadily tried to look at the local Ugandan, the person, the lowest person, and the needs of the lowest person, and that is health, security, and then infrastructure, the roads. When you look at the new roads that have come up in Uganda, so many in these last 2 years, including my own, that is being done in my constituency, the Musita Namaingo Majanji road. That
okay, let's talk about...
It's going to be complete. So, several roads.
Yeah,
okay. Yeah.
Let's talk about another of your pet subjects, which is security, and which also scores as #1 in the NRM manifesto. If you look at that manifesto, I think it's on page, let me just find that for you, peace and stability. It's on page 18.
Yeah, I think government has really maintained peace and stability in Uganda with the pockets of criminals.
You call them pockets when people
killing people.
Fear, are scared of their, living in their own homes because of...
Criminals are in every country and are in every part of the world. And government is fighting so hard to have these criminals arrested, to have them taken to face the law. I mean, government has done all this, and there is no life that you will say that criminals are totally eliminated. They will be there, but government is fighting.
What hope are you actually...
Look at people, look at a coward criminal who is taking a woman. You take a woman, kidnap a woman, and kill a woman. This is very unfortunate.
How many women have so far been killed?
Many, about...
And you call those... you call precious lives pockets
about 20. No, but what is government doing? Government is fighting to ensure that this comes to an end. But you cannot look, when you look at the general security.
Unfortunately, that's not seen.
Uganda is a peaceful country. I think when you look at the geopolitics of East Africa and this Great Lakes region, Uganda is one of the most stable.
Most stable, but people's homes are not stable.
Democratically. And then even the real peace at home.
Okay, we even have claims of security operatives being part of these criminals. We have claims of...
These are all, in chemistry we used to call them assertion. There is assertion and reasoning, and then in research it is hypothesis. It is an hypothesis that has not been tested.
They've come out to confess themselves that they were working with operatives.
Those who have confessed are going to be arrested, and if there is any security personnel who is involved, they will face the law. And that's how any country.
What assurance?
Because we are human beings. But
you have a duty of care as a government.
You are aware, Sheila and Wishe, that NRM does not work with robots.
Citizens.
You know, we don't work with robots. We work with people, and some people are evil, and naturally, that's how God created man. Some people are evil, they don't wish well for mankind, but the role of government, the primary role of government is to continue squeezing them and continue eliminating them from the general community.
What practical measures are you putting in place to ensure that in the next 3 years, the kidnap stories that have come so rampant, every day there's a story of a kidnap, some even go unreported. What practical measures are you putting in place for the next 3 years?
I think, Sheila, if you have been in Uganda and you have watched very closely, you have seen even the president of this country taking charge of security, changing people in
micromanaging.
Changing
you might also use that
No,
word.
Changing people in police. He removed the former inspector general, bringing in Okot, changing the minister for security just at the beginning of the term. All those are aimed at ensuring that we have a peaceful country, that security at the household
and
level.
Unfortunately, the kidnaps have still gone on.
No, but they are going to stop. The security people are promising us, because I don't work for security, you know that. I remember Parliament. But security is promising us that we are going to have these people apprehended. But also security comes back to you, yourself, at home. Do not move at night so much. Like,
wait a minute. Are you as the NRM chairperson, vice chairperson?
Yes, I don't encourage young children like mothers leaving young children to go and fetch water at night. You move at you allow your children to go to fetch water at night.
Honorable, please do not simplify this issue, because the people who are being killed or if they are there, we don't know yet.
I am talking about.
These are people who are leaving university, going to the taxi park, kidnapped,
exactly. That
one was leaving office, going to the gym, kidnapped, killed. They're actually not women going to the world that you're simplifying.
I'm giving a wide example, because when you talk about Uganda, you're not only talking about those ones, you're talking about the whole country, Uganda. So we are talking about the whole country, Uganda, so we are talking about all spheres of life. I'm just talking about personal security. Personal security begins with you. If you're going somewhere, alert someone that today I will be leaving Makerere at 10, so that someone knows you are whereabouts. That is personal security. All of us do it, and we're encouraging Ugandans to do it. Be security alert. Be aware that there are criminal gangs. They are in every country, in every part of the world. They are criminals. Someone is following you because of 1, 2, 3. So what you do when you're going somewhere else, Sheila, I've gone to the market. Just let someone know, so that your neighbor becomes your watchdog.
Would that end the kidnaps?
It will not end the kidnaps, but it will help reduce the security threats. It will help reduce, as security is also working and as government is working. I think if we do like this perfectly, we shall reach somewhere. But we promise that this, of course, will come to an end totally. And that is my prayer, because we love to live in a Uganda that is very peaceful, a Uganda that we can all smile and talk freely.
Okay, so the other issue, of course, has been governance and democracy.
Of course, democracy. You know very well that Uganda, when you look at our politics and everything is very clear. You come to office by vote. If you don't perform, you move away by vote.
And the huge debate that surrounded the 27th September incidents that happened in Parliament. Would you attribute that to
what is that
democracy?
Huge incidents. I'm not remembering even. It means there was even
you're the vice chairperson of the NRM.
It means there was even no huge incidents. Now, what is that you're talking about?
The scrapping and the removal of age limit.
No, this was a vote, this was a debate, and this was a vote between members of Parliament. I don't see anything huge, anything big, because the mandate of members of Parliament is to make laws. And there is no any other authority with legislative, any other institution with legislative authority in this country, apart from Parliament. And it will continue like that, whether I'm in Parliament, whether I'm not. Parliament will be the institution to make laws. The judiciary will be to manage the work of the judiciary. The executive will be to run the country and the presidency. And that's how arms of government are going to continue to function. So in September, what Parliament was doing was one of the constitutional mandates of Parliament.
Okay.
Making laws for the country, and laws that are convenient and friendly to this country and for the good of Uganda.
Okay, 3 years from now, can you just paint for us a picture of what you think will have been achieved? hypothetically speaking?
I get excited when I look at Uganda 3 years to come. I see a country where we shall have peaceful elections, shall have very peaceful elections. We shall have a country with a better road network. We may have even our airline come up in Entebbe very soon. They are working through that. And many other things. We are going to see Uganda producing more power, more electricity. And when you produce more electricity, it means industries.
And it's still very expensive.
Look at Namamve.
So we are producing a lot of electricity.
Look at Namamve Industrial Park. Whenever I pass there, I used to pass that place. It was a bush. Whenever I pass there today, I smile. I have a wide smile. I know that something is coming up. We are going somewhere. So I am very ecstatic that in the next 3 years, we are going to be far much better as Ugandans, and we continue to ask Ugandans to add NRM the mandate more. When that time comes, they add us again more time so that we perform better and better. And if we progress like that, the sky is the beginning, and we shall do not the limit. Uganda, not the limit.
Okay.
It will just be our beginning.
Thank you. I've been speaking to Solomon Siranyi, the Vice Chairperson of the NRM Caucus, and that was Talk of the Nation.